Nate, have you seen the news that ex-football player Joey Barton has been found guilty of posting grossly offensive content on Twitter, on X?
I don't think offense. I think I didn't think being offensive was against the law. What?
Well, a jury of his peers decided that it was a criminal. He passed the threshold for what was criminal.
Wow, it must have been really bad then.
It wasn't at all. It's insane. This is a good example of how our freedom of speech, or lack of freedom of speech, as it is,
Good one.
laws are completely bananas and insane. First thing I'll say is I don't like Joey Barton. Never have. Right? So I'll say that first and foremost. I'm not here standing for Joey Barton in and of himself. I'm
No,
no
you sure?
Joey. I'm sorry?
No, you sure? You're not a stan?
Yeah. No. I'm not standing for him. Yeah, I'm no Barton simp. As a football player, he was a dirty little bastard. He was dirty, and I hate dirty players. That's why I love Matt Lettice. That's why I always loved Michael Owen. There's no need to be violent. Basically, kind of assault people on the football pitch.
Oh, he's one of them, was it? I don't follow football, so he's one of them, right? Yeah, no, don't.
Occasionally, football players do actually get, very, very occasionally, they do actually get prosecuted for assault. Like the red card is so egregious that the police actually say, no, that was GBH or something. It's very rare, but it does happen. That never happened to Joe Barton, but nonetheless, he was dirty. He was a dirty player. I hate it. Like Dennis Wise, like dirt, always trying to like niggle people off the ball, and like really trying to like break their legs in 50-50 challenges and shit. Like hated him, dirty bastard. Anyway, also I think he slapped his missus about.
Oh,
pretty sure he did. I think he might even have been convicted of something like that. I'm not even sure, but
don't approve of that.
Pretty sure he slapped his missus about, and I'm not having that. I'm not having that. That's a wrong move. That is. Got no time for that sort of shit. Okay. Beyond that, it's sort of based like on Twitter and on X and stuff. He does say stuff that's like completely not woke. Okay, so there's that. And so again on Twitter, and he's got like a massive following because he was also an actual pundit as well before he got cancelled for being based. And I think his Twitter account, I think in this article, it says he's got like over 2 million, 2.3 million followers or something. Yeah, so it's a big account. It's a big account. And anyway, he had a pop at Jeremy Vine. I believe I can say this because I'm not directly calling Jeremy Vine this. I'm just reporting on what Barton.
No, you're allowed to say what someone has said.
Barton called Vine a bike nonce. Because Jeremy Vine goes everywhere and documents himself riding his bicycle everywhere. All right, he's one of those. He's a cyclist with a GoPro, and
I've seen his videos. They're very, very annoying.
Yeah, and so Barton calls him a bike nonce, and I think he even said as well. He said something like, "Be careful if this guy's hanging around outside primary schools or something."
Oh,
yeah. And so in the court case, his lawyers defending him said, I wasn't trying to say he's actually a paedophile. It's just like a colloquialism. It's just a general purpose insult. I wasn't accusing him of literally actually being a child sex offender or anything.
Yes.
Well, that argument didn't work. The jury decided,
everyone knows that.
Yeah, right. A couple other things. There's this woman, Lucy Wald, and Eni Aluko, who they're also football pundits now, because where football has become super woke, of course they had to have women as commentators now.
Of course.
Presenters and commentators. And a woman of colour, even better.
That's double whammy.
Yeah.
If they were gay, that's a hat trick.
Yeah, could they not find a disabled lesbian woman of colour to comment out on it? They could have.
Don't give them ideas now.
Could have tried harder. And anyway, the net result of putting these women as commentators is, in my opinion, lest I be brought up before a court of law, just my opinion. I'm not saying it's an objective fact, but in my opinion, they're shit at their job. Right? They're not very good. They don't know football inside out somehow, despite being ex-football players themselves. Still don't really. They're not good. They're not good at their job, in my opinion, and in lots of other people's opinion. In Joey Barton's opinion, and millions of others agree that they're crap at it. Okay. Now, Barton said a number of things. Well, one of the things he said is he likened them to the Wests, Fred West and Rose West. Rose West.
Yeah.
But he said because they'd murdered the ears of football players, football fans, people listening to it. They'd murdered their ears. He said they're mass murderers, metaphorically, of ears.
So what's wrong with that? Are you what?
Yep.
He got found guilty of that.
Yep.
That's mental.
He didn't say they're actually murderers, that they've actually killed human beings, as an allegory, a metaphor, that they'd murdered people's ears. Okay. Now, but apparently he did also actually Photoshop their faces onto Fred and Rose West, and then posted that.
Well, no one actually thinks that they are Fred and Rose West. So what could you possibly? What? Right. That's such bollocks. I've just read here as well. The judge was like, "Don't wear that scarf. Can't wear a British flag scarf." So. A dickhead judge straight away, basically. Yeah. I mean, it's a jury that actually decided whether he's innocent or guilty, but it'll be this judge that decides what the sentence will be. So he got off with 2.7 million.
2.7 was it? Yeah.
Wow.
So he got convicted of, I think, about 6 charges and got off with about 6. So they decided that some of the things that he was being put on trial for, he actually wasn't guilty of, and some he was. So the prosecution argued, and the people involved, like Jeremy Vine and that Any Bird, they had argued that they were scared, that like it put them in danger in some way, or that they were scared, or that it caused them some sort of material issues. What he'd posted. It actually sort of affected them.
Fuck off.
That was their argument. And therefore the prosecution against Joey Barton. And well, at least on about half of the charges, the jury decided yes. Right, there was what, like you said, there's one of the things there. He said that they were DEI, that ticks all the boxes. It
does tick the DEI boxes. We know that there are DEI initiatives, so they do literally tick boxes of DEI initiatives. That's a fact. It's not a fact that they were hired because of that. We don't know. But if you were to look through a DEI box ticking exercise, they would tick those boxes.
Could you scroll up a tiny bit, just a little bit more, just above the picture? Oh, there you go. So, sorry, scroll down a tiny bit more. There you go. Where someone said, apparently someone said to him, like, come on, photoshopping their faces on Rose and Fred West, that's not cool, right? That's you've gone too far. Even if it's a metaphor about the killing of ears, he like sort of half retracted it, half doubled down, saying, all right, they weren't Rose and Fred West, but they're clearly in the Joseph Stalin Pol Pot category. Far be it from me to suggest that's just funny. and that you should be allowed to make a joke, because obviously that's like comic hyperbole. Once again, just to note, I'm actually no fan of Joey Barton as a man, but obviously that's comic hyperbole. So the worst mass killers of all time, Joseph Stalin and Pol Pot. Obviously, these football commentators are not in the same. Yeah, okay, you get it. I don't even need to labor that point. You get it. But yeah, so he was found guilty of like distressing, offensive posts, basically. And well, we'll see what the judge wants to do, because he's only just been found guilty, hasn't actually been sentenced. So we'll see how harsh this judge wants to be on him. I'm pretty sure he has got previous actual convictions. I think he did go to prison for a while, and I think it was for assaulting his wife or his girlfriend or something. So the fact that he's got an existing criminal record doesn't bode well. They quite often throw the book at you much more than they would do if you've got a clean record. So I don't know whether the judge. There was one last thing to say in this article and about the facts of the case, is that apparently the judge said to the jury just before they went off to make their decision, he said there should be a very, very high bar for this. Bear in mind, the judge said to him, he said, bear in mind, let's not just convict people over bullshit hyperbole jokes. Like, there should be a very, very high bar before anything criminal has happened. Remember that. Well, they obviously didn't really take that to heart, did they? But now they have decided that he's guilty, at least of roughly half the charges that he was up against, for grossly offensive comments. We'll see how strict this judge is on him. So I guess we'll bring you that story when that happens. If they bang him up for years, I don't know.